Hi, I'm Rita. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Life Worth Reading. I am about to film the most humbling video of 2024. As you can probably tell by what's going on behind me, I will be filming my entire physical TBR. It's been almost 2 years since I filmed my first ever showing you my physical TBR video, and I thought that to hold myself accountable for what's about to happen in 2024, and because one of my reading goals is to read more of my physical TBR, I haven't set a specific number, but I wanted to read more of my physical TBR. Let's just leave it at that. And in order to do that, I need to show you what my current physical TBR looks like in the beginning of 2024. So at the end of the year, we can do like a look back at this number and see what has happened. Hopefully some things will have happened. But yeah, I thought that I could show you today what my physical TBR looks like in 2024. This is going to be really humbling. I'm scared for this because in 2023, I bought a lot of books. A lot of books. And I'm kind of scared for this, but this is the whole point, is to embarrass me, to hold myself accountable, and to show you all the books that are currently on my 2024 physical TBR. There is really no order in which I'll be going with these books. My bed is not the most stable of surfaces for me to be doing this on. Books are already flying off, sliding off, but we will just do our best. Okay, this is a good mixture of genres. This is a good mixture of books that are new on my physical TBR, books that are old on my physical TBR. I'll be showing you the books that I got for Christmas as well, but this will be just honestly a quick video. I'll just be walking you through the titles of the books and not telling you anything about them because we do not want this video to be a million hours long. So without further ado, let's just get started. I think I'm going to start with this pile, and these books are the ones that are on my TBR shelf. I have created a little space on top of my shelves for the books that I want to read next. And so these are books that were on there. And I'm just going to start with those, not for any specific reason, but just because. And first we have History of a Mirror by Sabine Melchior Bonnet. This is a nonfiction about, you guessed it, the history of the mirror. Then we have Night Crawling by Lil Motley, Exit West by Mohsin Hamid, Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, Tom Sweeping by Alexander Chang, The Book of Goose by Yoon Lee, Holopoxa Hunt for Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend, The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. In this next pile, we have Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison, The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang, The Raven King by Maggie Stiefvater, and the Final Empire trilogy, which is The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson, The Well of Ascension, and The Hero of Ages. Next up, we have The Once and Future Witches by Alexia Harrow, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder and Good Girl Bad Blood by Holly Jackson, The Marriage Portrait by Maggie O'Farrell, Pachinko by Minjin Lee, The Fountains of Silence by Ruta Sepetys, Briefly a Delicious Life by Nell Stevens, Honor by Tridi Umagard, and Peach Blossom Spring by Melissa Fu. Next up, we have I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou. I got this book for Christmas. This Mournable Body by Tsitsi Dangaremba. The Lost Causes. This is an anthology of South American poems. The Prince and the Dressmaker by Jan Wang, The Martian by Andy Weir, Esteiros de Soeiro Pereira Gomes, a Portuguese book, A Clockwork Orange by Anthony Burgess. I also got this book for Christmas. A Cidade e as Serras de Eces Queiroz, another Portuguese classic. The Illuminator by Brenda Van Trees. This is called Angels of the Universe by Einar Mar Gudmundsson. This is an Icelandic book. And The God of Small Things by Arundhati Roy. Next up, Just Kids by Patti Smith, Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, Lapvona by Otasha Mosfegh, The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden, Tiger by Polly Clark, Conjure Women by Afia Akora, Plain Bad Heroines by Emily M. Danforth, The Plot Against America by Philip Roth, The Piano Tuner by Daniel Manson, O Príncipe da Neblina de Carlos Ruiz Zafón, next up from over here we have 7 Days in June by T.O. Williams, Reputation by Lex Croucher, Sorrow and Bliss by Meg Manson, Detransition Baby by Tori Peters, Fina by Nino Cipri, Jacob's Room by Virginia Woolf, Our Share of Night by Mariana Enriquez, Embers by Sandora Marai, The Stray Cats of Homes by Eva Noor, Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt, and Asteroid City, the screenplay by Wes Anderson. I am just moving this slightly closer to me. Okay, in this next pile we have Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson, Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, Vita Nostra by Marina and Sergei Dyachenko, Little Women by Louisa May Alcott, How Beautiful We Were by Imbolo Mbwe, Honey and Spice by Balu Babalola, Rest and Be Thankful by Emma Glass, and Gingerbread by Ellen Oyeyemi. Over here we have 3 nonfiction books that are all part of the same collection. This is the historian's Michael Pastoureau's collection of the history of colors. So we have history of blue, the history of red, and the history of black. I have read some of it, but it's still on the TBR technically. Then we have The Offing by Benjamin Myers, A Estação da Sombra de Leonora Miano, Cão no Meio do Caminho de Isabella Figueiredo, Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro, Sadie by Courtney Summers, and Arte de Driblar Destinos de Celso Costa. This is a Brazilian book that I'm really excited to get to. Okay, we are coming on to the last 2 piles. So I will start with this one. This is the heaviest one. Oh my god. At first we have The Labyrinth of Spirits by Carlos Ruiz Zafón, this really big one. Then we have Swim in Bastrop River by Linda Ruifang, The Vaster Wilds by Lauren Groff. Then we have the 3 remaining books that I have to read for my Brilliant Friend series. We have History of a New Name, History of Who Comes and Who Goes, and History of the Lost Child, all by Elena Front. As Filhos do Capitão, Maria Duenas. This is a Spanish book. And The Volcano Lover by Susan Sontag. We are on to the final pile. Please do hang on and bear with me. A Natureza Morta de Paulo José Miranda, Portuguese book. Trust Exercise by Susan Choi, one of the oldest books on my TBR. Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. Lotte by Charlotte Reynolds. The Sentence by Louise Erdreich. Quinn, Zin, Zilly by Reggie Missak. The Bone Witch by Rinchi Pecco. The Great Circle by Maggie Shipstead. And to end it all, Stranger Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I am going to count all of this and I will let you know how many that is so we can put the number here. Give me 1 second. So I have done the math and I will tell you the grand total of the books, but I will also tell you why I'm not really counting some of them. So the total of books here is 91, which is unbelievable. Very troubling, honestly. The last time that I did this almost 2 years ago, I had like 30 books. So that's upsetting, that's stressful. But I'm going to show you the books that I'm not really, like I'm counting, but I'm not really counting, and I'll tell you why. So give me 1 second and we'll show up those books and I will tell you why. Okay, so starting with, oh my god, this is so heavy. Starting with these books, these are 7 books that I have on my physical TBR, but I actually borrowed all of them from friends. So technically they're not really on my physical TBR. I didn't buy them, and when I do read them, I will be giving them back. So they're not really on my physical TBR like they are, but do you know what I mean? It's almost like they're library books because I borrowed from friends, and when I do finish them, I don't get to keep them. And those books are the Mistborn trilogy, The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang, The Prince and the Dressmaker, The Martian, and Reputation. So all of these 7 books are not really part of my personal physical TBR. I'm just counting them because they are physical books that I'm going to be reading, and they're currently on my physical TBR, but you know what I mean. Like, it's almost as if they're library books, as I would describe them. So 7 of them are like that. Then a few of them, for example, these 3 that I mentioned, I wanted to be clear about the books that I have on my physical TBR, but these are like research books that I use for a project, so I have read parts of them, as you can see, but they're like history books, research books. They're not really books that I would pick off my TBR jar and just read through and through, because it's like history of colors. So do you know what I mean? It's not like I would put them on my TBR jar and like read for a vlog the history of the color red. So I also counted these books as books on my physical TBR because they are, but it's more like research, not really leisure, not really for my leisure. It's more of just a topic that I'm curious about, and I'll be reading them as if they're research. So with that, we already have like 10 books. And the final little pile are sequels. So these books are, for example, not on my TBR jar because I have to read books first, right? So I have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder on my TBR jar, but I don't have Good Girl Bad Blood because this is a sequel and I need to get to that one first before I get to this one. So it's technically on my physical TBR, but for example, it's not on my TBR jar. And this is just so you know why I have fewer books on my TBR jar. It's because of that. And then we have the 2 books in the My Brilliant Friend series, because the next one, the second book, is on my TBR jar because I need to read that. But I also have the other 2, and well, they're not on there yet because I need to read that one first. So with this, we have 13 books that I don't really count on my physical TBR. If I had to pick another one, it would be, I don't know where it is now, but I would pick my anthology of South American poems, because that is also a book that is not on my TBR jar. It's not a book that I will just read cover to cover for a vlog, for example. It's a book that I read a few poems every now and then, but yeah, like I haven't finished it. And I would say that that's technically also not a book on my TBR like that. I just read some poems from time to time, and I don't read it like cover to cover. I know this sounds like I'm excusing myself, but I'm just explaining why some of these books are not mentioned as much on my channel and why they won't be in like that physical TBR, that physical jar that I have. So with that being said, 91 minus these 14 books, there are 77 books on my physical TBR that I have purchased or have been gifted to me, but that I do get to keep once I read them. And 7 of them I will be giving back to my friends, and thank you so much, my friends, for borrowing me your books. They are definitely a priority on my TBR. And so I would say that 77 is the real number on my physical TBR. It's the number of books that I have on my jar, for example. So I would say that that's where we're at. It's more close to 77 than it is to the 91, but I just wanted to be fully transparent and show you every single book that I have. So with that being said, I'm ashamed. I'm a little bit ashamed. I don't like having this many unread books, but this is a year that we're going to fix that. And with that being said, I will be very, very happy if I get to 50 books by the end of the year. That would be incredible. That would be absolutely amazing, and I'm going to be doing my best to make that happen. Let me know how many books you have on your physical TBR so I don't feel as bad about mine. And let me know some fun challenges that you do to pick books off of your physical TBR. How do you read them? What do you do to select the books? Because I feel like I struggle a little bit with that. In any case, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more bookish content. And I'll see you in my next video. I hope you have a nice day, and always remember that life is worth reading.